Hi everybody, I'm Miss Chelsea and I'm a librarian at the New Brunswick Free Public Library, and today I want to welcome you to our Ask Club. Ask Club usually takes place at the library twice a month, and it's for kids in 4th grade and up. It's a STEM-based club where we do science and math activities in a low-stress environment, but I wanted to bring you some fun things you can do at home. Today, we are going to make an octopus. And I've picked this craft because it is something you can do at home using materials you probably already have. So you can see my array of materials here, and I'm just going to walk you through what they are. The first thing you need is a plastic baggie. So just like you would put a sandwich in, maybe you have one in your drawer. You could also use a plastic bag from the grocery store. It's up to you. But that's the first thing we need. We also need a pair of scissors. We need some food coloring, but that is optional. It's not necessary. We need a jar of water. You can also use a plastic water bottle, or you can use a cup just filled with water. And we also need a way to pour water into a small opening. So I'm using a measuring cup, but if you want to get really crazy and you have this at home, this is something called a turkey baster. You can use it to squirt water into something lighter, and we'll go over that. So let's make our octopus. You can do this with a friend, you could do this by yourself, you could do it in the kitchen. You can see I have laid down a towel here, and that is just in case I spill some water, and I'm going to be extra careful with my food coloring so that it doesn't stain anything. So step one, we're going to take our plastic baggie and our scissors, and we're going to cut off the baggie closure. So this green part might look a little different on your baggie, okay? And might be a little difficult. Sometimes it's difficult cutting through plastic, but just try to make a nice even cut. All right, put that to the side. Now I want to cut this baggie pouch into 2 squares. And so if you're doing this with a friend or a sibling or a cousin, now you'll both have 1 square each to make your octopus out of. So I'm going to do that by cutting down the side seams here. So down one side and down the other side. And again, it's a little hard to cut plastic, but if your scissors are nice and sharp, it should work. So just be patient with me as I cut these. And I'm going to sort of pierce through the bottom there so that it opens into a big rectangle. All right, now, if you're doing it by yourself, you can keep it as one long rectangle. Or if you're working with a buddy, like mom or dad, brother, sister, cousin, grandma, grandpa, whoever might be doing this with you, you can cut along the bottom seam here. I'm going to keep my one long rectangle right now because it's just me. But again, if you're working with somebody, you can cut it into 2 squares and then you'll each be able to make an octopus. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do, whether you're using a square or rectangle, is cut one long strip off the side, a skinny little strip, just to give us a strip of plastic, and we're going to use this as a tie. Okay? Again, a little difficult. I'm going to come around from the other side. Just cutting that long strip of plastic. And you know, I really like to do crafts when I'm at home. I'm a crafting person. It's fun also to do a craft where you can learn a little bit about science. And you might be asking, how is a plastic octopus going to help us learn about science? Well, we're going to try to make this octopus swim in our jar of water. And to do that, we will need to give the octopus head some weight so that it doesn't just float on top of the water, and we're going to see if we're successful, okay? All right, so now we're going to take our square or our rectangle, and we're going to make a little pouch at the top, like this. So you're creating a little bubble. Right now it looks like a little ghost, right? Little ghosty. But we're gonna do that. So once again, you're gonna make this little pouch at the top. Like a little ghost head. Spooky. Doesn't have to be too big, just about the size of a quarter. Okay? And I'm gonna give it a twist. And then I'm going to loosely tie it with the plastic strip that I just made. So I'm gonna take that plastic strip, loosely tie the top. I'm not gonna close it all the way yet, because what I need to do next is put some water in that head bubble that we just created. So I'm just gonna give it one tie for now. And it's a little slippery. If it's hard, don't worry. So I'm just gonna give it one tie for now to hold it in place. You take your time. Remember, you can pause the video. And before I put some water in that head part, I need to make the octopus legs. Oops, look, my tie came apart. If you want to make a jellyfish instead, you can make a jellyfish. Up to you. So look, even I had trouble with my head bubble. It can be very slippery. That's okay. This will probably work a little bit better if you're doing it with a square, because the square is more even. You can get the middle. So here we go. I'm going to tie that on again. And I'm going to hold it in place so I can make the tentacles. Either my jellyfish tentacles or my octopus tentacles. And the way I'm going to do that is by using my scissors again, my nice sharp scissors. And I'm going to cut strips up to the head that I just made. I'm not going to cut into the head because I want my strips to dangle down like tentacles. So as I said, I like doing crafts at home. Do you? Maybe you don't like to do science crafts. Maybe you like to do sewing or drawing. All those things are crafts as well. But I like to keep my hands busy. It helps me during this time where we have to stay home. It helps me to get my mind off of things, do something I still like that can be done at home. Feels normal. So as you can see, I'm making my legs here. Okay. And I chose all these crafts because I hope that there will be things that you can make that you already have at home. And you won't have to go out and get extra supplies or spend any money on things like that. Our next craft will be something to do with leftover toilet paper rolls, something I'm sure everybody has right now. So you should start saving those toilet paper rolls for our next video, which will be in a week. Our next Ask Club video. And you can also look at all our great virtual content that the library has online right now. We've got story times, we've got how-to tutorials, and you can call the library and get a virtual library card, if you don't have one already, to access our virtual services. And that includes e-reading apps like Hoopla and Libby. You can also access movies through those apps. You can access music through Hoopla. You can even access video games if you've played all your games and you're bored. If you already had a library card with us, you could just use that card. But if you didn't have one, you can give us a call and we'll look that information up. We'll make you a virtual card. If you don't remember your library card information, then you can call and we'll look that up for you. You can call the library at 732-745-5108. And the staff are still answering the phones and calling people back, so please feel free to call if you have questions. So I am definitely cutting way more than 8 legs. Octopus have 8 legs. So I think mine's going to be a jellyfish. His legs are going to hang down. Spindly legs, right? And you can use a sandwich baggie, like I said. You could use a grocery store baggie that you cut a rectangle out of if you want. You can use a large gallon-sized freezer bag. Same principle applies. You just need to get the bag to that rectangle shape where you can make the little head. And you can cut the strips. So it's hard to see because it's clear. That's why we're going to put food coloring in here. But I've got my little jellyfish head, and now I need to put some water in that head bubble. We're going to see how this goes. I've never done this before. And you guys are going to test it along with me, and that's really what science experiments are about. They're all about testing. I tell the kids in the Ask Club not to worry if something goes wrong. That's why we do the experiment, to learn, right? So, you can use your measuring cup with your spout. You can use an eyedropper. You can even put a little stream of water from your sink, a nice skinny stream, to get it into that hole. You'll see there's still a hole here amidst all the legs, right? I'm going to use my turkey baster because it's fun. So if you're using the turkey baster, you stick it in your water and you bring some water up into the baster by squeezing it. Alright, so I've got my little jellyfish head. I'm going to leave him upside down while I'm working on my water, but you can see he's got his legs and his little jellyfish head. Okay, so I'm going to leave him upside down so the water doesn't drip out. Some water is going to drip out. That's okay. You're not doing it wrong. So now I'm going to take my jar of water, which I got. It's nice and big, so I hope you can see it. But again, you can use a cup. You can use a plastic bottle. As long as you're able to get that jellyfish head into the plastic bottle, which even if it's a smaller head, as long as you're gentle, you'll probably be able to squeeze it in. And I also forgot that I need a pencil. So let me get that. I have my pencil here, okay? And if you're putting your jellyfish into a plastic bottle, you can use the eraser to gently help you push the jellyfish in and get it right side up. So I have some colors of food coloring here. Got blue, green, red, and yellow. Again, food coloring is optional. You don't have to use it. I'm just gonna use it because I think it looks pretty. So I'm going to use blue, as if we're in the ocean. And put some drops in here. And I bet that looks cool. I hope you can see it. And I'm going to gently stir it. I'm going to use my turkey baster, but you could use a spoon to make it nice and blue. Now I only put 3 drops in, and remember, with food coloring, you don't need a lot. And now I'm going to put our jellyfish in and see if it works. Let's see if we can make him swim. And there we have it! You can see our jellyfish. Now, you can shake your bottle. You can do what I'm doing and use your spoon or your pencil to make a whirlpool. But we've got our super awesome swimming jellyfish. The reason is the water in the head helps it float. That is what keeps the jellyfish right side up. Otherwise, you would just see your jellyfish laying on top of the water like you would see a plastic bag laying on top of the water. Because the plastic is not as dense as the water, and so it will float on top. But because we've put water into the jellyfish head, it helps it stay submerged in the water. And so if you have a plastic bottle or a jar, you can close the lid and you can swirl it and make the jellyfish swim, or if you don't, you can be like me and use a pencil or a spoon and just give your jellyfish a whirlpool to swim in. Guys, I think this was a great craft. I hope that if you make some jellyfish, you will take a picture of it and post it to the library's page. You can tag us in it, okay? So I'm going to put my jellyfish aside for a minute. We will be trying to release craft tutorials like this over the next few weeks for stuff for you guys to do at home. And as I said, Ask Club is usually for 4th grade and up, but obviously anyone can make a jellyfish if they have a helper. The other thing I'll be telling you about each week is some gardening. So I have a garden here at home. I am working from home like many people. Many librarians are working from home nowadays. And I have my own home garden. And I have decided to plant some herbs. So I'm going to bring in my herb pots every video to show you the progress. Now this is thyme. I planted it on Friday. Today is Tuesday when I'm filming this. And so we don't see any blooms yet, but hopefully we'll see some sprouts next video. So I have a couple of herbs planted and I'll show you a different one each week. Like I said, this is thyme. No sprouts yet, but soon hopefully we'll see some seedlings. Everybody, thank you for joining me for Ask Club today. I hope you enjoyed our craft, and I hope you'll tune back in for more Ask Club in the future. We have a ton of free virtual content available to all of you on our social media and our website. And we've created a new hashtag, NBFPL Strong. You can tag us in any of your posts and use this hashtag as we still create community during this time. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned for even more great virtual content from your New Brunswick Free Public Library. And don't forget, do you want to see a shout out to a friend or loved one featured in a future video? Comment below and use our new hashtag NBFPLStrong. We are all in this together. You can like, follow, and subscribe to us for updates on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Visit our website at www.nbfpl.org or give us a call at 732-745-5108. Your library is here for you.